Universalist Justice Ohio welcomes activists from around the state standing on the side of justice. I'm UUJO co-chair Howard Tolley from Cincinnati. These 75 members of the World House Choir are conducted by Dr. Catherine Roma, the Minister of Music at St. John's Unitarian Universalist Church. The Reverend Susan Ritchie, Minister of the North UU Congregation in Columbus and member of our National UUA Board, will bring greetings.
Good afternoon. It's my privilege to bring to you from the National Unitarian Universalist Association of Congregations a warm and sunny greeting and a heartfelt thanks. It's so important that we should do this. It's so important that we should gather together, for in the mere act of gathering, we demonstrate our commitment to a vision of the common good that we will not let go of. In gathering, we demonstrate that in these issues, none of us are bystanders, that as long as there is unjust incarceration and unjust punishment in the land of the free, it is not merely individual lives that is threatened, but the fabric of a democracy itself. So thank you for being here. Blessings on your work. Blessings for your good intentions, blessings on all that we do together, and may in our gathering here we experience a justice that waits for all.
UUJO has three valued co-sponsors for this rally: the ACLU of Ohio, the Ohio Organizing Collaborative, and Ohioans to Stop Executions, with 20 other support organizations that have endorsed our call for Ohio lawmakers to do four things: end the war on drugs and mass incarceration. Number two, break the barriers to reentry for incarceration for returning citizens. Number three, stop stand your ground proposals, House Bills 203 and 231. And number four, halt the death penalty. There's a program listing the speakers by name. There's a bio sheet for the speakers at a table behind you. There are fact sheets which will be posted online along with video of the speakers. And on Monday, we'll be sending an email to every Ohio lawmaker directing them to where to get the fact sheets and the video of what we're doing here today, since they're not in Columbus on Saturday. The first of our two speakers on the first issue is Shakira Diaz of Cleveland, Policy Director of the Ohio ACLU.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for not forgetting the 2.3 million people currently in cages at this very moment. Thank you for not forgetting that this country locks up more adults than any other country in the world, that we lead the world in incarcerating children. Thank you for reminding people that this cannot continue. Any country that marries marginalization, racism, exploitation of people with patriotism has gone down a very wrong path. And this country has done that. We cannot stand by and allow any justification of human suffering. We lead the war. We are standing here to lead the war in ending mass incarceration and ending the war on drugs. Without the war on drugs, we would not lock up as many women, children, and men as we do. The 2.3 million people in cages right now are glad that they're not being forgotten by this group here today. So give yourselves a hand for not forgetting. Incarceration is a big component of the war on drugs. Another component is family separation. I'm going to share a very quick story with you about a woman who was incarcerated for 6 years. She was sentenced to 19 because someone said she sold drugs, but she didn't. They lied because the war on drugs supports lies. This woman, a nurse, was a mother of 2 children. Her 9-year-old son tried to commit suicide while she was incarcerated. Her 12-year-old daughter was victimized. She was pardoned and was able to return home to her children. And as horrible as that story is, it's a happy one about the war on drugs and what it does to families. Because there are people who have lost custody of their children because of a minor drug offense, who will never see their children again. There are people who are going to be saddled and be paying for their conviction until they die. We have to stop this war. We cannot continue to pay for it. We cannot continue to be accomplices to it. We cannot continue to not speak up. Because any government that justifies the suffering of the other will come for you. I'm glad to be standing here alongside so many supporters. I want to thank you on behalf of the ACLU, and I want you to continue to join us, even on these hard, uncomfortable days, because there are people in cages who need you to remember that they're there. They cannot be forgotten. We have to remember that everybody's deserving of dignity, respect. The war on drugs needs to end.
Thank you, Shakira. Our second speaker on mass incarceration is the Reverend Susan Smith, a UUC minister and author from Columbus.
Good afternoon. I came to say that we have a problem, and I guess by the virtue of everybody being here, you all know that we have a problem, and it's called mass incarceration. It is absolutely reprehensible and indefensible that a country which goes all over the world to protect and defend the human rights of people does not protect the human rights of its own citizens. Mass incarceration is an issue of human rights. Human beings, as our first speaker said, are being treated like animals, and nobody seems to care. And so a good thing to see you here is that we can at least say that somebody cares, that somebody is watching. Over 2.3 million people are incarcerated in the United States. As Shakira said, many for non-violent offenses. For possession of drugs, their lives are uprooted, their children's lives are uprooted, the children are treated as inmates, the families are destroyed. When the people come out of prison, they can't get a job, they can't get driver's licenses, they are treated like they are animals. They have become like an undercoat and an underclass of the United States. And I say that our issue is that we have that as a problem. That is a problem. But there is a solution, and the solution is that we have people like you who care about this issue, who have the chutzpah to go to the lawmakers and say, you know what, this cannot be. We care about our people, and we elected you, and so you got to care about these people too. It takes people like us going to the lawmakers and saying, we need some new laws. We need something that's going to make a way out of no way for these people. We need to get rid of the drug laws. We need to get rid of the stand your ground laws. We need to get rid of all of the barriers that keep people in prison even after they're out, because we are a people who love each other. And so yes, we have a problem called mass incarceration, but we have a solution called you. God bless you.